When we plan for crap hitting the fan, we literally need to plan for crap, well, not hitting the fan, but dealing with it. And we're talking about today specifically, obviously, ways to, well, you know what? Wipe yourself, because it is a very real thing that is coming. We have to be ready for it. Now, take notes, lots of different things. Stay toward the very end because there's some stuff that actually I think is the best way to go. But at the very least, take notes so you can use that paper to wipe your tushy when crap hits the fan. All right, but either way, seriously, take notes. I'm going to break things into two categories. First, categories like natural way. I'm going to stay for the natural way because it's more sustainable. And instead, I'm going to jump into first the other category, which is more like, just man-made. And obviously things like toilet paper. At the very least, you can stockpile toilet paper. Get it now before it disappears off the shelves again. You know that whole fiasco that happened in the past. But you know that you can only stock up so much toilet paper. So you have to look at some other avenues to wipe that tushy in case that your toilet paper supply is gone. And things can include maybe just some tissue, that you blow your nose with, paper towels, kind of rough, gets kind of expensive. And again, even just paper. You could do that too. When it comes to like newspaper, I always our town here always has free newspapers, so I get it and read it. And I always stockpile those. They can be used for all kinds of things. Now, other things you can stockpile on, obviously, are things like baby wipes. Works very well. Again, gets expensive. You may run out over time. And of course, a lot of these things, especially baby wipes, you don't want to flush down the toilet if you have running water. It's going to cause, obviously, problems later on. I like the toilet tablets. I've modeled those on the channel before. I'll link them below. But basically little tablets, they're relatively inexpensive, a couple cents each. And they can actually turn into a nice wipe for you. But same thing, you may run out over time. Other things you may have in your home. Some people actually use sponges. I think it was the Romans used to use sponges to do that. Really weird. But of course, they found the sponges probably in the Mediterranean and would dish them out to all the soldiers. And they can actually use nice sponges on their tush as they go through. Rags, pieces of clothing. This has actually been done over the past few hundred years. Have a cloth that basically is the wipe your tushy cloth. And that cloth will then have to be washed, especially with today, some heavy detergent. Like when I was doing my rotations in the ER, I was actually friends with other students who hadn't been in the ER yet, but we all belonged to a gym in the same hospital. And literally, I would go from the ER, and nurses would be wiping these washcloths and these towels on people's tushies, the nastiest of nasties. Then you'd see the same towels, metaphorically speaking anyway, the same batches, down in the gym afterwards, and they're wiping their face with them. And I know they're clean, I know they are. But for the fact that I'm wiping a towel on my face, that I literally saw those same towels being used to wipe someone's butt, especially with some kind of serious diseases going on, I was like, no, thank you. And I recommend the same thing for your house. If you're going to have some kind of rags or cloth, washcloths devoted to this, I would keep them separately and wash them separately. So that way you don't even have to worry about possibly transmitting diseases, because more than likely your washer and dryer at home are not going to be able to actually sanitize it. But having devoted washcloths is good. Now, if you have running water, like for us, we have generators and solar generators, and we have a well pump, so our water should still keep going. There's a lot of things you could do, like have a bidet. Bidets are fantastic. A little bit of soap, you'll never have to use toilet paper or anything if you have a bidet. And of course, you can use a wash bottle or spray bottle as well. Okay, lots of ways. Now, natural ways, I think, are the best ways, because when we talk about natural, they're self-sustainable. You don't have to keep trying to get washcloths or soap. And there's lots of things you can do there. For example, having running water outside, maybe you have a creek. That's actually how it's been done for a long time. Literally, not even just like putting your tushy in the creek and washing it. Of course, it's got to be downstream from people drinking water, but actually using river stones, those smooth river stones that you find. Literally, this is actually how it's been done practically forever. You get the wet, round river stone, scrape off your booty, throw it down the creek, grab another one, scrape off your booty, and keep doing that until your booty is nice and clean with stones. But make sure you get the nice smooth ones. The rough ones may not do so well for you. Again, just make sure you're downstream. River rocks are probably one of the best ways, most common ways. But if you're actually looking at a colder time, maybe the river rocks may not be, maybe like in some kind of frozen water. Rivers don't freeze, but you know what I'm saying? Snow. People literally would take packs of snow, make snowballs, wipe their butt, toss it, get another snowball, wipe their butt, and toss it. And just make sure you take those snowballs and toss them at the neighbors you don't like very often. But either way, have it so you can toss away those snowballs. That's good. Other natural ways too, besides like a river and stuff, are corn cobs. And not necessarily the corn cobs with the corn still on them, although, I don't know, it does kind of sound pleasant, doesn't it? Maybe there's a little butter on there too. maybe not. But with all this GMO corn, that's all that corn's really good for. But if you have the dried corn cobs, you actually finish eating your corn, they used to take the corn cobs and dry them and use that as toilet paper. Again, I could imagine flushing that down your toilet, but obviously stocking up in an outhouse will actually cause problems over the long run too. All right, so there we go. There's a whole bunch of natural ways, but this is the best part coming. In fact, I'm going to get to my favorite one out of all this. There's lots and lots of leaves and things you can use as well. But I have a very important tip at the end of this you need to listen to. The first leaf I want to talk about is simply corn lily. This one's been used by Native Americans as a local anesthetic as well, by the way. However, it is highly toxic, so just be careful how deep you do your little wiping on there, if you know what I mean, because you definitely don't want to take this internally in any direction. Thimbleberry, this one's fantastic because it helps you out on both ends. The berries are delicious coming in, then you can use these huge leaves as it comes back out. The large leaf aster, the lumberjack toilet paper as it's called, easy to recognize by these spindly flowers, very pretty, but its leaves are what it's all about, and I'm assuming that's why it's called the aster, because of the leaves. No, it's not, I'm just kidding. The woolly lamb's ear. This is beautiful, works very well wiping your tushy, but it can also work as a Band-Aid too. It's been like that for years. Just don't do it with the same leaf. That's kind of gross. The broadleaf plantain. You can always see these guys popping up from the cracks of your driveway and such. And finally, my favorite, the mullein. We call this cowboy toilet paper. You can recognize it by these huge towering flowers, which are beautiful. However, these soft, supple leaves are your bottom's best friend. And that's what I recommend, the mullein. Beautiful plant. We have a bunch in our yard, which is beautiful. But I'll tell you this, I'm not saying you're limited to only those leaves, because you may have a thing like a maple leaf. A maple leaf will work well too. It may not be so soft on the tushy. And then the other end of the spectrum, you have like poison ivy. Obviously not use poison ivy, so how do you know? If you're basically out in the woods, you don't recognize any of these plants. The ones I gave you will work great, but you don't recognize them, you don't find any, then pick a leaf and you can actually try rubbing it on your skin, let it sit for a little bit, get it wet, rub it on the skin, let it sit for a little bit. And if you're not starting to develop some kind of rash or something to it after about 5 or 10 minutes, it's probably going to be just fine for you. And that's how it's done. And we're not going to get into this too, like even with berries and stuff. There's actually a way you can test berries to make sure it doesn't poison you by eating just random berries in the forest, by simply rubbing it and stuff. But when it comes to wiping your tushy, you definitely don't want to have some toxic stuff on your tushy to make your apocalyptic experience even more disenjoyable, if I can make up some words. What are you going to do when you don't have any toilet paper? Because you know what, a few years ago we didn't, and there's lots of things we can do, and I hope this video helped you out for that. Thanks for everybody for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.